Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. We will hear more about them later. You guys, stop. Just stop. I know the bangs are weird and bad. I am not good with scissors. Maybe you can't really notice, but if you're a hairdresser, you'll be like, whoa, who did your bangs? Originally, they were perfect. I've trimmed them, they've become strange, and I just wait until I go to California to go to my girl because I've become really picky. Her name's Chantel. She's amazing. Today, we are blessing others. This is something I really want to include in sort of our rhythm for our family. Every week, think of a way that we could bless our family that's sort of outside of the normal chores. Something like decluttering or something like that. And then every week I want to do something with my children to bless others. And this week it's super easy because my friend just had a baby. Her name's Carly. If you're watching this, Carly, congratulations on your baby girl. She's so freaking cute. And we are bringing her a big pot of lentil dal, which is my go-to for postpartum moms. It's just really nourishing. There's always leftovers that they can keep eating throughout the week, as well as a big pot of rice. And if all goes to plan, some cookies. I eat my children's scraps for lunch. It's a really terrible habit. And like, that's my lunch. Oh, dang it. Veggie broth. I just realized I don't have enough veggie broth for this meal, so I'm gonna have to make some, but it's fine. It's super easy and I can do other stuff while this cooks. This is just frozen veggie scraps. I'm sure you've seen other people do this online. Just take scraps of carrot, celery, onions, and that's it. I'm pretty picky about what I put in my broth, and I freeze it. And then I add in some extra stuff like garlic and more carrots without peels. And I cook it up in the Instant Pot, high pressure for 30 minutes, and then I strain it. It's very simple. So this has become the norm in my community, both here in Idaho and back home in California. When someone has a baby, you bring them a meal. You bring them multiple meals. Those first few weeks after having a baby are super vulnerable and overwhelming, and it's so important for the mom to rest and bond and breastfeed as much as possible. So that means she is unable to contribute to the rest of the household obligations, and it's just a lot. So we always start a meal train on mealtrain.com, and everyone signs up to bring the family a nourishing meal to help them out. And for me, getting home-cooked, nourishing meals was such a huge blessing when I had my babies. So incredibly appreciated. If your community isn't in this habit yet, be the one to start it out. Go to mealtrain.com and get organized so you can help others when they need it. Okay, I made a giant pot because I saved some for our dinner. And then I made a bunch of beautiful rice. Sorry, it's kind of dark. And I'm trying to hurry because I'm running late. I made them some chickpea cookies. It's just always nice to include like a little snack, like a nourishing dessert. It's nice for the mama who is breastfeeding and always needing so much food, as well as the kids. I had some garden tomatoes here and a coconut water just to remind her to hydrate. This looks amazing. You guys, look at my garden. I've completely given up on pruning and even harvesting. Look at this. This is out of control. This beauty. This is a ripe jalapeno. Oh my gosh, I think this is enough for today. Okay, I just wanted to show you our little squash harvest we've got going on. We've already eaten some of our squash, but the kabocha squash is amazing, as expected. That's why I grew them, because they are definitely my favorite squash ever. And we also have several delicata squashes. And like one of these will last us 3 meals, like included with other things, you know, rice and beans and stuff. But it's so good. If you are interested in growing squash, just keep in mind they require quite a lot of space because the vines just take up so much room. I also have a couple of pie pumpkins that we harvested, and Will I actually use these to make a pumpkin pie? I don't know. All right, so I've been homeschooling for a few weeks now. My son is not quite 4, and it's so freaking mellow, guys. It's literally like maybe 20 minutes of things that actually look like school during the day. And the rest of the time, here's what it's been for me. I've got some thoughts. I truly have been homeschooling from the start because of like intentional parenting philosophies and decisions and just kind of the way we structure our lives. I sort of mentioned this in my last vlog, but I have never sat around just like trying to entertain my children. I don't think of ways to like keep my children busy. And because of that, I really believe that my son, my first son in particular, has become so good at like never being bored. But when he's at the house and he's just free playing it, which is like what he does all day, he creates these games out of nothing. He makes up like games with rules. Here's a great example. This is like, I didn't do crafts with him for a really long time because I don't love crafts. I used up the last of my parchment paper. I give him the empty box. I look at it, I go, Cosmo would really like this. Cosmo, do you want this empty box? Yeah. And then he's on the ground and he goes, I need scissors. He gets up and he gets the scissors. I need some tape. He gets up and he gets the tape. And I'm just doing my own thing, and he's not by himself for like, 10 minutes. And he stands up and he goes, Mom, I made an airplane. And he just like created an airplane out of an empty box. And like, that is homeschool. With me starting this new phase of my life, the way it looks different for our family, because we really were doing like homeschool, home education, life is school from the very beginning, pausing to dissect something or understand something or really take a closer look at something, or including him in daily activities. What it's done is help me sort of shore up my gaps in what I'm teaching him to be more independent, teaching him to some more like self-care things, looking for ways every day to incorporate Cosmo, my son, into something that could be a potentially wonderful learning experience. And then what's happened, like I'm only 3 weeks in and I already have so much to say. What happens is like you have this plan for what's going to be this magical learning experience, and it just doesn't go to plan because the baby's fussy or kids get hungry or whatever, like something comes up, and then the moments that you don't expect are the ones that turn into a learning experience. So yes, I purchased a curriculum, and a lot of you have messaged me saying, I got the same one, thanks for the encouragement. So I'm gonna say it again, it's called Peaceful Preschool from the Peaceful Press. Not sponsored or partnered in any way. It's just what my friend recommended to me, and it's really great. What I like about it is it's so gentle and peaceful, and like just it can be whatever you want it to be, and it gives you all these ideas to enhance your day, to draw your children in more, to make it more of a learning experience. And this is what else I've noticed. So Cosmo learned his letters very young, like absurdly young, without my even doing anything. And then I intentionally taught him the sounds of letters. And then obviously he learned like numbers pretty organically too. I think one of the best ways to help your children learn organically and in a self-directed way is like puzzles. I don't know, my kid loves puzzles, like alphabet puzzles and numbers puzzles, because then they're just interacting with numbers and letters in a playful way, and it's not like pencil and book, like let's sit down and learn our letters, Oh, but something that I've really enjoyed is taking the time to focus on one letter for the week. There are some things that you feel like you can go faster in, some things you feel like you could go slower. I feel like I could spend 3 weeks on the letter B. There's so many wonderful words that start with B, like bear and butterfly and bug and bowl and backpack and boulder and bench and bird. And it's been really lovely to kind of focus on that letter, and when we're out and about, he will go, oh, our letter, and he like looks at it and I go, oh yeah, this is what it says, and then he's just like engaging more. But that's the beauty of homeschooling, is there is the amazing gift of being able to go at your own pace, either faster than the standard or slower than the standard. And sometimes you're slower than the standard not because your child isn't getting it, but because it's enjoyable and you just want to spend more time there. And when you're forced to keep up to a standardized pace, kids get real bored And kids also feel real bad about themselves if they're not keeping up properly. Give me a soapbox because I can go on and on. I just really believe in homeschooling. I know it's not for every family, and there is no judgment if you choose not to homeschool, but for me and my house, we're homeschooling and we have been loving it. It's like my new obsession right now. Something this new phase of life of official homeschooling has brought us is going to the library. We never went to the library before. Actually, what's really funny is we have a couple little free libraries in the neighborhood, and Cosmo thought that was a library. And then one day I was like, let's go to the library, and he's like, the one down at the neighbor's house? I'm like, oh no, you've never been to a library before. So we, like, when we went to a real library for the first time, he was like, wow, this is huge. Another thing I wanted to say is just that I really struggle with filming organically in my daily life with kids. And I've sort of talked about this before. Generally when I'm filming and you see me on camera, most of the time I have a babysitter and baby's napping and like someone else is watching my children, and I have the time to like sit down and talk to you, or I can like film myself in the kitchen like creating something. Of course you'll see my kids in my videos sometimes, and I just like don't I don't know how other mom vloggers do it. For me, it just feels it takes me out of the moment, and it's really hard for me to do both jobs well. So I'm, not being a very present mother when I'm filming, and I'm just terrible vlogger when I'm with my kids, things like that. I don't like to do both jobs badly. I'd like to separate, but it's such a shame because like there's so many beautiful moments I would love to capture, but I don't know, I just can't, you guys. I would love to share like inspiring homeschool moments, but guys, I really struggle. And the scenes that you see like in this video, I'm just whipping out my phone most of the time to grab a quick clip, and that feels like super easy for me, and it doesn't distract us from living in the moment, and it's very quick. Anyway, I'm just not gonna be that channel. I'm not gonna be the channel that has the inspiring homeschool like beautiful shot, because I can't do it. I don't know what it is. I can't do it. And I can't stand them. Name that movie. It's perfect! You throw the ball. You have to say something that starts with A, okay? Okay? Okay. Apron.
Apple.
Mm-hmm. Throw it to me. American flag. You got it! Alligator. Woohoo! Something you chop wood with. Good job. Those are the roots stirring, Abuelita says. Underneath, they're like an upside down tree as big as the ones you can see. None are going in my basket.
I want the caramel sprinkle ones.
Put sprinkles on it? Oh my goodness. Okay, so you stick in like, which side do you put it in?
I think it's that side.
I think it's this side.
This is the caramel song, homemade caramel.
The song?
Yeah.
Homemade caramel, ding 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 ding. Whoa, careful. This video is brought to you by Squarespace, my favorite website building platform that takes you from A to Z in the website building process without ever hiring a designer. Connect with your audience and generate revenue through gated members-only content, manage your members, send email communications, and leverage audience insights all on one easy-to-use platform. Create a community on your Squarespace website with a fully integrated commenting system, use their powerful blogging tools, and manage inventory. Squarespace is my preferred platform because it's incredibly easy to use, fully integrated, and the result is a beautiful website that you can call your own. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Hannah McNeely to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Oh, they look so bad.